Good afternoon. My name is Alexander Jordan, and I am a red belt in Taekwondo. I'm here to discuss Taekwondo with you. Have you or a loved one ever been put into a position in which you had to defend yourself for your life? I have, and because of this, I learned lots about Taekwondo and self-defense. Inevitably, you or a loved one might be put into a position in which you have to defend yourself for your life. This conversation can be very beneficial. Taekwondo is a Korean self-defense art, and with that, it has a very rich history. It has an interesting belt system and an interesting moral set as well. To begin, I'd like to discuss Taekwondo's rich history. Taekwondo was first known as Subak in around the 200 or 2300 BCs in Korea in a kingdom called Silla. In Silla, there was a king who was the 24th king, and with that, he had formed a group of men called the Harong, who took Subak and integrated in with swordplay, with bows, and with spears. With that being integrated in and them making something new, it was called Taekwo. The Taekwo actually led them to unify all of Korea because they became a lot better fighters than the surrounding kingdoms. This Taekwo was capable of flourishing for 500 years under in the Korean Peninsula until the Yi Dynasty came in and outlawed all kinds of martial arts and military training. With that, they had to be trained in secret. So it was the knowledge of Taekwondo was passed down from generation to generation. This continued until after the Japanese were defeated and the end of World War II. Once that happened, the POWs were sent back, and they were capable of bringing this knowledge that they had of other countries into the Taekwondo. And now that martial arts was able to be to be freely practiced, they created something called Taekwondo, and they brought that with them in the Kwans or the schools, these new masters of Taekwondo. They brought this over to the United States, where in around 1955 was where it's really recognized as Taekwondo. I gathered my information from the WebMD website that was published on August 12th, 2022, which had lots of information about the history and the health benefits of Taekwondo. Now that you understand the history, I'd like to discuss the belt system and the ranking system. Starting out a long time ago before the 20th century, the old ranking system was that they would give you this white belt that you would wrap around yourself. And as you progressed and got more experience and more fights, you became a black belt as it got dirtier because you wouldn't wash it in before the 20th century. Once the 20th century came around, there are two widely accepted belt ranking systems. One is from the ITF, which is what I'm most familiar with. It's the International Taekwondo Federation. And then there's the ATA. And the ATA is the American Taekwondo Association. I gathered the information on the ATA's belt system from Dojo Live HQ website, which was published on January 26, 2023. The ITF is what I'm most familiar with. Like I said, it has the belt system that goes from white to yellow to green to blue to red to black. And within each color system, each has three levels: a color with the white stripe, a solid color, and then a color with the black stripe, which denotes ranking again, black belt being the high or black stripe being the highest. The ATA adds 4 extra belts into the system, which is orange, calico or camo, brown, and purple. And those 4 extra belts just make it a little bit harder to become a black belt. Now that you understand a little bit about the belt system and the rich history, I'd like to discuss the moral set. I gathered the information about the tenets is what they're called from the ITF website, which was published on March 17th, 2023. In that, it discusses the 5 tenets, which is courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, and indomitable spirit. Courage is defined as knowing right from wrong. Integrity is discerning right from wrong and being capable of standing up for it. Perseverance is to never give up and to always fight for what's right. Self-control is knowing to be humble and never to abuse what you learn in class. Doing so would be seen as a weakness. And indomitable spirit, which is knowing that something must change and not having fear to change it when there is injustice, but being humble and staying happy whenever there is not injustice. Now that I've talked to you about the history, the belt system, and the morals, I hope that you walk away from this with a little bit more understanding of what Taekwondo is, and hopefully you want to get involved in it. Thank you. Have a good day.